Coming up on this episode of Outlook TV, Montreal's Witches and Bitches.
Out on screen, Troublemakers 8.
In Puerto Vallarta, Montreal's Miss Butterfly. And much, much more.
Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Emily Ann Fraser.
And my name is T. We'd like to thank the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh Nations for the honor and privilege to film this episode of Outlook TV on their traditional unceded lands.
Outlook TV is the queer magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
First up is an encore story where we meet with some troublemakers and some youth who are interviewing them.
A little birdie told me people are up to no good. Join me at SFU's downtown Woodward campus as we speak with the participants of the 8th annual Troublemakers Youth Filmmaking Program.
Sister, can I have a slow look here and then smile? And then if you can look at me in the camera, I'm just here.
The Troublemakers program is a queer-based intergenerational film program for young people to connect with an older person, learn documentary filmmaking skills, and produce a beautiful film that celebrates and showcases the wisdom and lived experiences of older troublemakers in Vancouver. This is the 8th year for Troublemakers, so we've made, I think, about 50 films since we started this project, and this latest iteration is going to produce 4 new films that are going to be premiered at the Vancouver Queer Film Festival in September.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
As one of the facilitators, I bring whatever my personal skills are, and so the skill set that I bring is building community and creating an environment where we're building safety with each other through experiential learning and opportunities to connect.
I like getting out of my comfort zone, and I realize after a couple of years, it's time to shock the system and do something different. A troublemaker is an elder in the queer community that gets partnered up with a youth in the queer community to do a documentary. My experience was wonderful. The team I had 3 filmmakers who I was paired up with, and they all took turns asking me questions that they wanted to ask. Filming assorted B-rolls. The filming took a total of 2.5 days, and the energy that I was surrounded by was amazing. It reminded me of what it was like to be young again. To be a troublemaker, you have to get in a lot of trouble, and what that usually means is that you've made some sort of impact in the queer community for people to brand you as a troublemaker.
Keep going.
In this stage of my life, I'm kind of still figuring things out as I go. So I was just like applying to things and kind of seeing like what I would get in. So it was kind of a whim. The aspects of it and how they all add up and the environment and the people, that's like what really makes it. Of course, like making the films is great too, and meeting the troublemakers and getting to tell their stories. But just like, I feel like because the group is pretty small, it's like a community in a way. I would say it's like one of my first signs, like having an in-person type community group. So it's pretty cool.
Is it okay if you look in the water now? And then look back where you were looking.
From Vancouver, British Columbia, I'm Elliot Walker for Outlook TV.
For this next story, Michael shows us how to age with pride.
Something I know nothing about. I'm a vampire.
We're here at a wonderful community-based event called Aging with Pride. We have booths, there are free hot dogs for people. It's a senior-specific event, and there's drag queen performances. You should see all of the smiles on people's faces here today.
This event is so special to our local community, and it has such an impact on our senior community, I think the community at large, and we've always had queer people, and it's natural that we have a huge population of queer seniors in our community.
This is Aging with Pride, so we're all getting older. We all need each other even more than ever. And I get a lot of, just benefit out of, connecting. So connection is healthy.
And what does it mean for you bringing all of these people together?
Well, because they've been very, very important to me for many, many years. It's family. So I'm going to enjoy the show. I'm going to enjoy the camaraderie. I noticed that the community is passing out the Quirky zine that I'm co-author of. Quirky is the Queer Imaging and Writing Collective for Elders, which I've been a member of since '07, but we've been in existence since '06. And the zine, we're trying to get at least 2 out a year, and they're full of the writings of Quirky members, memoir, poetry, anything you want to write. I write a lot of political rants.
Just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead.
Because I'm just at the beginning edge of being a senior myself, and I want to see what there is in the way of community and supports for people who are aging, and I'm enthusiastic about supporting that, which is one of the reasons why I chose Community and Friends for Life as my chosen charities to raise funds for this year.
Wake up where the clouds are far behind.
The Rhinestone Phoenix Charity Foundation, who runs the annual Gay Vancouver pageant. There are multiple title holders. This year there's 2 of us. We have Mix Gay Vancouver Jessie, and I am Ms. Gay Vancouver Aria Reddy. And we spend an entire year fundraising for chosen charities. But we also have these little enamel rainbow pins that we are getting donations for. I mean, the queer community gets so displaced from blood family that chosen family becomes so important. And I think as you age and as your friends perhaps aren't around anymore, that having a community and places to come like this just becomes so much more important.
Stand by me. Thank you so much. Have a Pride.
This has been Michael Frolick at Aging with Pride for Outlook TV.
Well, we are going to have to take a little break at this time. Aging with Pride, I prefer decomposing with attitude.
Let's go to break.
Hey, look at that, T. They came back. Our next story is about a day of pink in Edmonton, like a lesbian party.
Oh no, you dumb lesbian. It's about bullying.
Oh.
I had the absolute honor of interviewing the creator of the trans flag, Monica Helms, at this year's Day of Pink at its tour stop in Edmonton. And so could you go over just why the flag looks how it does?
The blue is for the traditional color for baby boys, and pink is traditional color for baby girls. And the white in the center is like a non-binary stripe or somebody that just doesn't feel like they belong in either one of the binary situations. In 2013, I started seeing of the flag in other countries and the colors used everywhere, and I'm going, oh my gosh, I got the original, and I want to, protect it. So I said, where can I go? And I take it to the top, which would be the Smithsonian, and sure enough, they were starting to collect LGBTQ items, and they wanted my flag.
What can allies who maybe aren't trans themselves do to help trans people?
Well, first of all, they need to be aware of our genders and ask what the genders are, and they need to understand what's going on, and if there's a situation where they could help protest or help call legislators, that's something that they can do as well. So they can do everything we can do, but they're not trans, but that doesn't matter. The more people that fight for us, the better it is.
Did you think that people were going to personalize the flag?
I didn't know that they would. Once I started seeing it popular, then I started seeing customized flag, and I was okay with that.
Some advice that you would give to Albertans and Canadians to keep fighting the good fight?
Is to keep fighting. Don't let them have a moment of rest without them knowing that you're out there and you're against their legislation. So you have to keep it up. Persistence will help, and that's what you need to have.
Mama told me when I was young, we're all superstars.
That was my interview with Monica Helms, the creator of the trans flag, at this year's Day of Pink visibility tour stop in Edmonton. And don't forget, on April 10th, wear pink.
This next story features the first artist in residence at the Sum Gallery.
Preston was a two-spirit artist that focused on augmented reality. Here's the story.
We are at the Sum Gallery in Vancouver to meet their first artist in residence, Preston Buffalo, and find out what his art is all about.
My art is interdisciplinary, so I do a lot of different things. I work on a lot of different mediums, like electronic as well as analog, things that you can actually see and touch. I mean, I was born in Alberta, but through displacement, I grew up on Vancouver Island. And so a lot of my teachings, and I've worked with like Salish carvers, and gotten a lot of like history that way. So my residency at the Sum Gallery, this is the first time we're doing it, and so I think we're kind of exploring what that actually looks like. I had a few projects in mind that I wanted to work on, and it kind of all coalesced into like this stereophotography, augmented reality project. So what I'm doing is through the ViewMaster technology from like the 50s, I have the camera and the systems to make those. So I'm going to be making a ViewMaster series of my work around here for the Sum Gallery. My residency right now, I'm working on 3D photography, analog photography, and digital photography as well, to do augmented reality, showcasing how stereo photography has evolved into augmented reality. To make an AR experience more immersive, engaging with the viewer there, I created the a view from below for the Queer Arts Festival last summer. And so I built a star field that kind of orbited around the viewer there, and within that star field were different elements, so like comets and that sort of thing. And I worked with the Little Chamber Music Society to create a musical score for it that incorporates, so that every time the comet would interact with the viewer there physically, a certain music score would play. To view the AR experience there, you have to use your phone to see it, but you basically scan a QR code and look at it, and then so it pulls up the animation, and you're totally immersed into it there. And so it's actually like when you hold your phone and you circle around there, it's happening all around you in a three-dimensional space. As a two-spirited person there, like this is why the poodle is actually a symbol that I've graduated to, because I thought that through the whole clan system there is a whole section of people that feel disenfranchised by that. And so the poodle was my kind of reference to like the poodle clan, instead of like a bear clan or the wolf clan or anything like that. And so that's why I created the poodle clan. One of the first gigs I ever got was to design CBC Arts logo for Aboriginal History Month and Pride. And so I incorporated that into the design, and it still resonates with people there. Like every year around Pride, people like still posted on their pages there, and because it really resonated. I was also accepted into this year's Capture Photography Festival, and that will be showing an exhibition here at the gallery on April 11th to June 6th of the selections they chose for the Capture Festival. There will be viewmasters around and personal viewers there. People can physically look through them and see the three-dimensional effect.
This is James Goodman for Outlook TV at the Sum Gallery in Vancouver.
Darn it, we have to take a break now.
Augmented reality.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
I think it's something without lesbians.
No.
Hey, this is Miss Butterfly, directly from Coco Cabaret in Puerto, Vallarta, and you're watching Outlook TV.
Hey, thanks for coming back.
This next story features witches and bitches. It's the Montreal Witches and Bitches show featuring witches and bitches.
Queer Magic is presenting its fourth production at Cabaret Cleopatra in Montreal. Witches and Bitches is a musical review honoring powerful women that are role models to a lot of people of all genders. Let's meet the artist.
We are doing a show today called Witches and Bitches that I created months ago with a cast of 15 people and 2 fabulous drag queens. And we're here celebrating the Anglo and Franco community coming together in bilingual theater with celebrating witchcraft and camp. Why the title Witches and Bitches? Well, simply because they are 2 of my favorite things in the world, and this show is basically about all the things I loved in my childhood, which basically were witches and bitches. I'm a musical theater person, so it highlights the witches of Broadway, their songs, those characters, and also from Disney. And we also gender bend many Broadway songs to fit our queer gaze, or perspective rather. And throughout the show, our drag queen and myself have little speeches and little vignettes to keep the through line together, celebrating powerful women and showing witchcraft in a positive light. So we have all kinds of women showcased, mainly, let's say, for us gay people, when in pop culture, when we hear villain, we actually identify with them, with their trials and all the things that they've been through. And so we'll have some villains, we'll have some sexy people that are not looked nicely in society and challenge that perspective. And with the gender bending thing, like for example, we have a song from Heathers, which is dominantly about 3 very powerful females, and here we make it with 3 gay men, just to honor that gay men typically love fabulous and strong women, and I wanted to highlight that.
For me, this is a celebration of all the characters that might be stigmatized on Broadway, all the women in roles that are so powerful, they're scary.
Witches and Bitches as a redhead comes with a lot of underfueling of my own rage and being labeled a witch in childhood. Same with my last name, being very close to demon. Childhood was very rough. I've always had an eclectic group of queer friends. I'm a queer identifying artist myself. And so it's just this reclamation and empowering of people that are labeled as the bad guys when maybe they're actually the ones that have been pushed aside more often.
We have been performing at Café Cléopâtre since our inaugural performance 2 years ago, and we absolutely love it here.
This was Mario Langlois in Montreal for Outlook TV.
This next story takes us all the way over to Puerto Vallarta at the Coco Cabaret.
Montreal's Miss Butterfly has a new show called All the Women Inside Me. I know nothing about that.
Hi, I'm Doug Austin reporting from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. We're inside Coco's Cabaret where the legendary drag queen Miss Butterfly. She's about to perform her latest show, All the Women Inside Me. We got a chance to talk to Miss Butterfly about her life, her career, drag in general, and then we're going to check out her show. So let's do it.
Hi, are you coming to my show? Come to my show Sunday night at 8 p.m. at Coco Cabaret. I am from Montreal. Obviously, I grew up in Montreal. I studied my drag in Montreal, so it's way easier for me to do, drag in my hometown. Everybody knows me, and I figure I'm famous in Montreal, Here, I feel like you have to hustle a lot. You have to bark the streets, bark the beach, like we say. It's like more like Provincetown or New Orleans, like when the queens to go to perform. You have to get yourself known because not everybody knows you because there's a lot of tourists coming around. I mean, yeah, my French Canadian knows me, but I need to get known above that, beyond that, and I need all the international travelers to know me. So you have to get yourself out there, work your ass off, and promote yourself. "17 years ago, I decided I don't want to spend no more winters in Montreal because I hate the snow, you know what I mean? So I came to Puerto Vallarta on vacation, and I fell in love with the community, with the people, with the scene, with the weather, obviously. And I had a chance to promote and to perform at the Blue Chairs Resort, where I started, and they're still my family up to now. And I started slowly just by hosting the Dirty Bitches show that they were doing there. And then, from a year to another year, then we opened a cabaret at the 6th floor at the old Blue Chairs Hotel called the Chandelier Room. Then I worked there. Then I opened my own cabaret downstairs from the Blue Chairs called the Butterfly Cabaret for a few years. Then the pandemic hit. Then I came back because, I'm a hustler and I'm a survivor. And I came back to Puerto Vallarta, and then the Palm offered me a gig. So I said, you know what? It's an opportunity to grow and go bigger. So I went to the Palm Cabaret for 2 years. And now they opened the Coco Cabaret, which is the sister of the Palm Cabaret. And they offered me a night here. So I said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's keep growing and do something better each year. Well, my new show tonight, well, it's called All the Women Inside Me. Now, are you one of them? We don't know. We'll see about this. So what's the show is about? I wanted to bring something in particular for all the people that love all the icons, all the divas. So I'm bringing you all Cher, Shania, Celine, Tina, and way more. So these are all the divas, all the women that they are possessed inside of me. And I want to show you my side of their divasness in my way. I have 2 amazing dancers. I have 20 costume changes in 1 hour show. So it's fun, laughter, entertainment, a lot of comedy, some lookalikes, and a finale that you don't want to miss. But I'm always, I would always say that there's always more room for us to grow and to experience ourselves and to show our talent, because it's not like this everywhere.
For Outlook TV, this is Doug Austin in Puerto Vallarta at Coco's Cabaret.
Well, that's all the time we have left for this episode of Outlook TV, but as usual, we will be back. Well, some of us.
Well, I know what I'll be doing in the meantime. I'll be checking out all the social medias that Outlook TV is on, and even considering finding people to volunteer with us.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm Emily Ann Fraser.
And my name is T.
Stay fabulous, Canada.